Good morning, YouTube. Matt M. Roy back again. Back with another vlog video for today. I don't know how many of you guys have gotten a chance to see the last video I put up from yesterday. I actually uploaded it this morning. It was basically all the footage we had from the severe thunderstorms last night. It was interesting to say the least. They had said that we were going to get 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-sized hail, and very, very frequent lightning. Well, we don't want to get 2 out of the 3. We had about 60-mile-an-hour per winds, gusts that is. No hail, thank God, because all of our cars are sitting outside. And quarter-sized hail, yeah, that's going to do some pretty decent damage to the bodies of cars. And lightning, we had very, very frequent lightning. It's unfortunate I wasn't able to get more footage. The storm came up very, very suddenly, and the rain was actually pushing in towards the porch. And the rain kind of pools on our porch a little bit. It was when they poured the concrete, they didn't really do it right. So instead of it being angled towards the edge where it should go right off into the grass, it's actually angled the other way towards the house. So the water kind of just sits on there, and we really weren't dressed for it. So again, I apologize for not being able to get the most footage, but I think it was kind of interesting what I was able to get. What have I got going on today? Well, I was planning on going over to Hampton. Jonathan, I know you know the place, the Goodwill Distribution Center. I need to try and get some monitors, and I know that they usually have them in abundance, but unfortunately, I had to wait for the inspector to come today and finally sign off on our hot water heater installation. This is probably a month after the actual installation itself. That's just been a major disaster. They came and installed it, for those of you that don't know the story, and they did a really, really piss-poor job. Basically, the floor was not strong enough to handle the new hot water heater, and they didn't reinforce it, so basically the hot water heater was just swinging back and forth. And it took about 2 weeks to get somebody to come out here to fix it. My dad temporarily went up there and actually tied it off to one of the beams so it would stop swinging, but the guy couldn't even come back. We called him multiple times and he wouldn't come back, so we had to actually get the manager to come out, and he was able to fix it, thank God. But that's over with, and I'm not going to give any specifics about who did it because I don't think it's representative of the way the company usually is. I think it was just an extenuating circumstance. The person that installed it was going through some personal issues that I found out about later, and he has, I believe, since been terminated from the company. So, you know, unfortunately, sometimes you just got to let things go like that. Life is too short. You know, you can get angry, you can get upset and be bitter, or you can just let things roll over or roll off you, and that's what we chose to do. You know, it was a little frustrating, but at least we got it all done now. I am going to try to run out to the dollar store and the thrift store again, my usual routine. We're going to have fish tonight, and need to get some breadcrumbs. I need to pick up a few other items. I'm hoping that my Dollar Tree may have some breadcrumbs. Last time I was in there, they did, but they tend to sell out of them really quickly. And I'm definitely going to check our thrift store because I want to see if maybe they put out some more modders. They have 3 or 4 out right now, but they're really old. They're like 17-inch Dells. They're dirty, and they just want too much money for them. So we'll see what happens. I may pick up 1 or 2 just to go ahead and pair with one of those systems that I got the other day. I do want to bring you guys in and show you something. I did wind up hooking up that turntable, the Sherwood that I got the other day, and it seems to be working okay. There is a couple little quirks with it, but it actually plays records beautifully. Brand new Audio-Technica diamond needle on there. It was definitely never used because there's not a scratch on the thing. So bring you guys in there and show you how that's working. Talk to you in just a minute. Alright guys, so this is the turntable that I purchased at the community sale this weekend. It's a Sherwood ST, let's see, what model is that? ST867R. It is a direct drive turntable, fully automatic, And I really like that. Basically, direct drive means it doesn't have a belt. It uses gears to keep the speed and operate the mechanism, so it works a lot better. The belt drive turntables tend to have poor speed control. Sometimes you'll notice there are fluctuations, whereas this one is really constant. One problem that I did have when I first got it is it kept skipping. And with record players, you have to make sure that they are perfectly balanced. Otherwise, you're going to have issues with skipping. So what I wound up doing is I took a few of these Zip 750 discs I had, and I put them under the front legs there just to kind of prop it up a little bit, because the front was dipping down too far, and that seems to have worked pretty well. Just go over some of the features on this. This is your speed to go from 33 to 45 RPM. Pitch control, basically adjust the speed of the record itself. Basically gives you the perfect, it has a little gauge here it'll actually let you adjust it perfectly to make sure you get the right speed. Let's see right here, this is for the different size albums. You got 17 and 30 inch. Basically almost everything I have is a 30 inch. That's what a 33 and a third record is, so I just keep that in the same spot. This does have a repeat button, so basically what that means is once it's the end of the record, it'll just go ahead and bring it to the back to the front, and it'll let you repeat the album as many times as you want. So really do like that feature. Stop, start, and then queuing. Queuing just means it lifts the needle up, so you can go ahead and manually set it if you want. Now, I'm going to get to the one kind of bugaboo I'd say about this. It has one little problem. For some reason, the automatic start function does not always work properly, and let me show you what happens. Okay, made a liar out of me this time. Generally what happens is I have to kind of toggle that a few seconds before it'll engage, but as you can see, I mean, it definitely plays. This is what I was trying to show you guys before. Hopefully the camera will get it. You see those bottom lines right there, those bottom dots? You want to make sure those are stationary, and you do that by moving the pitch control. So if I move the pitch control faster, you can see those dots start moving out of the way. They start circling. So I need to go ahead and move it back, and as long as those dots are stationary, that means you have the speed set properly, and this really does a good job of that. I'm very impressed with how steady the speed is and how good the sound reproduction is on this. Now, unfortunately, I can't demonstrate that because of the copyright laws, but you get the idea. Just to show you guys who are interested, my audiophile people out there, it's an Audio-Technica DR250 stylus. I haven't really looked up to see exactly how good a stylus that is. All I can tell you right now that it is a diamond needle on there, so not a bad deal at all for the $10 I paid for it. Alright guys, so I am heading out. It is extremely humid out right now. It's only about 76 degrees, but the humidity is close to 100%. And I want to give a shout out to my dad, because the other day I noticed that the AC in my car really was not functioning as well as it should be. It kept cycling on and off, and it just pretty much, I could hear the compressor going on and off, and it just really wasn't that cold. So I said to him, I think it needs to go ahead, I need to have a recharge. And he's like, oh yeah, no problem, we'll go ahead and take care of it. So this past Saturday I brought it up to the garage. It took all maybe about 5 minutes. He put on the gauges and added about a pound of Freon. I think he said it was about a pound low. Works perfectly now, just like it did when I first got the car, so not too bad. I lost about a pound of Freon in 2 years, so I just got to remember about every 2 years I'm going to need to go ahead and recharge the AC unit in here. That's fairly common with Fords. Mine's a Lincoln, so it's made by Ford. Always had little leaks with the AC. Basically, it's at the bushings on all the connectors. They tend to use these rubber bushings that'll dry out after a while, and they just start leaking. So, you know, as long as it doesn't get any worse, I'm okay with filling it up every couple of years. I just hope it doesn't develop a larger leak than that, because then I'm really going to be in trouble. I got to go get that diagnosed. I don't think my dad has the tools in the garage to do that anymore. He did when he was a mechanic, but he has actually sold a lot of that stuff off since. Well, I'm going to give you guys an update on the vacation situation. We are going to be going out of town on the 2nd, July 2nd, which is actually my mom's birthday. We're going to head up to New York, do the usual thing. We're to visit my uncle. But we are going to also go up and visit my aunt who lives about 2 hours away in Allegheny County. So basically we're going to be going up through, go over the Eastern Shore. We're going to go up through Maryland, Delaware, probably going to stop at the Newcastle Farmers Market, and I'm trying to work something out with YouTube user Eric Brunhammer. We might be able to meet up there, at least for a few hours. Then once we're done there, we're going to head through Pennsylvania and then right into Western New York in the Binghamton area, which is near where my uncle lives. We're going to probably spend a few days there, maybe 2 or 3, and then we're going to head up towards my aunt. Again, she lives about 2 hours away, even more west. She lives like right near the Pennsylvania border, just like my uncle does. One thing that's going to be really interesting, though, we are going to take a tour of the Corning Glassware Company in Corning, New York, because that's about halfway between where my uncle lives and where my aunt lives. And I'm trying to find out some information. I really want to know if I can film, because if I am allowed to film in there, I'm definitely going to add that to the vlogs. I think that's going to make for a very, very interesting video. And for those of you that don't know, Corning is actually the company that makes the Gorilla Glass for most of the cell phones. Like my Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge uses Corning Gorilla Glass. Most of the higher end phones do. I know the LGs do. Even some of the cheaper phones use the Gorilla Glass, and excellent product. I mean, it's very durable. Now, bear in mind, if you do crack it, it does lose its integrity, but it's very hard to crack them in the first place. So it's going to be really interesting. I'll try to get a lot of footage when I'm up there, show you guys what it actually looks like. Allegheny County is extremely rural. It's mainly farm country and Amish country too. There are a lot of Amish residents that live up there. It's not uncommon to see an Amish horse and buggy on the street. Maybe we'll get lucky and I'll be able to capture one when I'm up there. Well, I'm almost at the thrift store. I'm going to hit those two places up, thrift store and the dollar store, and talk to you guys in a little bit. Well, guys, it's getting even hotter than it was. It's pushing 80 degrees. Just left the thrift store, and I did find something kind of interesting. This is the Auric XL dry carpet cleaning system. I hope I can get that all in the shot. Basically, it's designed to work with any Auric XL vacuum cleaner. It says it works on pet accidents, spots and spills, oil, grease, and water-based soils, allergens such as dust mites, particles, pet dander and pollen, and other odors. And I really want to see how well this works, because we have a couple of stains on the carpet from where Simon has kind of lost his lunch, let's say. So it'd be kind of interesting to see how that works. I might go ahead and put that in the vlog if I decide to try that later today. Also picked up a couple candles. You guys know I like my candles. These were mainstays. These are from Walmart. This one's the Black Cherry. And, oh, you know what? They're both black cherries. They're just made different times. I think the labels are slightly different. They're both 2.8 inch by 3 inch, and they got a really nice scent to them. You could definitely smell the black cherry. And these were basically 98 cents a piece, so not a bad deal at all. I'm gonna go head over to the Dollar Tree. I know what I have to get there, and then Dad called up. He said he wants me to stop by Little Caesars. We're gonna get some pizza for lunch, so talk to you guys a little bit later. Alright guys, so I'm back home, and I'm gonna go ahead and give this Auric carpet cleaner a try. This is the brush that comes with it. This is the Auric Soil Release Pre-Spray, and then this is the actual cleaning solution itself. So let's go ahead and see how this works. So you can see I have a little bit of a stain here. This is from where Simon threw up the other day. So I'm going to go ahead and spray that. Oh, got to open this first. Okay, so now I got to spray the area. It says just to do it lightly, so that should be good enough. And we'll go step by step here. So I sprayed the area, and it says 6x6 area, which is about what that is. Next step is to sprinkle the dry carpet cleaner onto the area using the enclosed sifter. Now, that's what this is here. This is going to be a little tricky. I already saw that this is kind of messy, so We'll see if I can do this with the camera. So here's the sifter, and this is just basically like some powder. So I'm just going to grab a little bit in there, and we'll go ahead and sift it over the carpet. All right, that should do it. Got to let that sit, I believe. I'm going to go ahead and read this again. No, next step is we have to brush the dry carpet cleaner into the carpet. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now I'm probably going to need 2 hands to do it, so I'll show you what it looks like. As you can see, I've brushed it in there, and now it says to wait 30 minutes, and then I just need to vacuum it up, and the stain should be gone. So we'll go ahead and see how good this stuff works. All right, guys, so been about 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and vacuum it up and see if we indeed have a stain that's been removed. I'm going to use my trusty Auric XL. I think it's only proper since the cleaner's an Auric. So let's go ahead and see how this worked. Well, I would say that did a bang-up job. Totally got rid of that stain. Nothing left. It didn't even discolor the carpet. So, Auric, I'm going to give you an A+ for that cleaning system. All right, guys. So I'm going to end the vlog here for today. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Something a little different. Please remember to like and subscribe. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.